Here we go.
All right, MMA Maniacs, welcome to another edition of Split Decision MMA Podcast. Your podcast brought to you out of
Did you
SinCal
almost mess up already?
I almost messed up.
Oh,
At
okay.
SinCal Industry
Is it the
Studio.
delay? Is the delay messing with
It's
you?
the delay. The delay messed with me. If you haven't already, go up to the top left. Yeah, top left
Is
or
it
top
gonna be
right
here?
corner and follow us on Facebook. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, go to the bottom left corner or right corner, however, there.
One of the corners.
Wherever Josh decides
Yeah.
to put the logo.
And subscribe to us. No, it just ends up there.
Look how he's looking for it.
And subscribe. I know. Right now, I'm seeing the video, and it's like we're telling you exactly where to exit, that something's going to fall out of the air, and that in the case of a water landing, we're all screwed.
Yeah.
See right there? I caught it. That was a good one.
That was a close one.
And again, we're brought to you by Strongboard Balance. Change the way you work out, Strongboard Balance. And Dependable Solutions. You take credit cards and you want to save money, hit up Dependable Solutions. Other than that, we'll get into it. I'm Dennis. This is Dodge. And over there is Wiener Face.
That's
Okay.
radio.
Vita Fest.
Wiener
No Joey
Face.
today.
No Joey today. Puking kids, man. I don't think this flu is going to leave the valley.
No.
I think it's here till summer.
My fiance is home right now. I think she has strep. She's got like not feeling well at all.
Watch out. My wife had walking pneumonia last week.
Does it move around?
I don't even know how you get walking pneumonia. Luckily, I've worked in a school district so long that, and again, but I have built up. I got like flu shot immunity going on all the time.
That's always good.
Yeah.
All right, so first big story is Dana White is now in the UFC game, not just as a background character, but as an actual selectable fighter in the 205-pound light heavyweight division. According to Dana White, all the fans have been asking about this, have been wanting to punch Dana White in the face, have been wanting to use him as a fighter since the first UFC game, and they always wondered why he wasn't a secret character. Well, now you can download Dana White to be a fighter. However, his stats are a little baffling.
Did they put him in like an all Madden team? 99, 99, 99?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, so at first, in an interview, they asked him, they said, I don't know much about your in-game fighter, but it makes sense you'd be a boxing technique kind of guy, a stand-up sort of guy, especially being that you had a somewhat of a boxing background. He says, yep. He says, as far as technique goes, they model me after a boxer because I have boxing experience. But don't be fooled. I have jiu-jitsu too, so don't think you're just going to take me to the ground and beat me up, which means that he was like, hey, watch me submit this intern that I got right now in the performance center. Look how good I did. You better be bumping my stats up, bitches. Yeah, so his stats, he has striking that's equivalent to Gokhan Sakai, who's one of the great strikers right now in the UFC, and kickboxers. He has health equal to Gustafsson, who we know has amazing stats. He also has stamina that's better than Lyoto Machida, and his grappling is better than Anderson Silva's in the game.
The stamina better than Leo Machida. Dude, he gets winded in a flight of stairs. Have you ever seen him like when he just walks up to the stage for the press conference
Dana?
at the end?
Or Machida?
Well, no, either way, but mostly Dana. When the press conference at the end, he what is it, 6 steps to get up on? Okay. Okay.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, clown shoes? Can I get some oxygen up here?
He's got better grappling than Anderson Silva, according to the game.
Well, because he's not on roids.
Let's put it to the test. But again, this was a real weird
Him and Scott Coker should get it on.
being John Malkovich situation where you can play as Dana White versus Dana White while Dana White breaks up the fight in the middle of the press conference.
Dude, that's it. Then you make Coker, Buffer. Then you know what I mean?
They already have Rogan in the game.
Yeah, get Coker and Buffer in there. Well, I guess you can't because it's UFC,
Yeah,
right?
I can't have Coker in there.
You're just gonna have to make MMA.
They tried that.
MMA K2.
EA did MMA, and then now they got the UFC franchise.
Dude, you almost sound like an Alvin and Chipmunk song. EEA,
MMA.
ting tang, Walla Walla get you.
Further in some more news here, we have CM Punk was recently tweeted at by a fan, we'll say, who said, "So, when are we going to get to see you cry in the octagon again?" CM Punk tweeted right back, June 9th, which, by the way, is when UFC 225 will be going down in Chicago. Anyway, June 9th, after I lock eyes with my beautiful wife, embrace my coaches, and shout out my entire team. So he's claiming he's going to be fighting.
He's got high hopes.
June 9th in Chicago, which is his hometown.
Hopes.
They have not yet, obviously, announced him as a fighter or have an opponent. Since everybody in his weight division doesn't seem appropriate based on skill level, maybe they're still looking for a fighter.
No, he can't. I wouldn't even. When you announce a buffer, you shouldn't say this fighter. You should say this professional punch taker.
This gentleman on my right.
This guy right here, who was famous in something else, who's about to be beat by a man who's obviously trained in the sport.
Is that going to happen when we get to our next story further down the line? They're going to say the same thing. This guy who did well in another sport.
who are we talking about next?
You'll see.
Oh, man.
We'll do this.
It's not going to be my most favorite.
That's a little bit further down. But yeah.
Okay.
So we'll start over. We'll go to here. We'll go to Bisping and Rockhold. What, you having issues? Is there
Oh,
phone
no, I
ringing?
didn't
You
know if
freaking
you were going
out?
to talk about McChicken or...
Oh, we will.
No, we will.
We got
We will.
Bisping and Rockhold going at it on Twitter. First, Luke Rockhold sends a picture of Bisping knocked out from the first time they fought and said, sign the contract or shut it. And immediately after, Bisping was like, good one, dipshit. Tweets back his knockout over Rockhold in the second time they fought and said, I remember when I knocked you out cold, took your belt, you cried like a little bitch. It may be a little hazy for you. See the attached gift. Have a nice day, a great day, numbnuts. Luke Rockhold said, as soon as thing becomes predictable, they become boring. Facts are, it's 1-1.
Live in the now, gentlemen.
Contract is on your desk, sign it or keep running. Bisping says, wow, I'm impressed. You wrote a whole sentence with multiple syllable words. Good luck to you, you dumb fuck. And by the way, it's things, not a thing become. Good effort, shitface. And then Luke Rockhold still trying to just move on with his Twitter day, retweets Ralph Lauren's, like, you know, the new face of our iconic fragrance. Underneath, Bisping responds, shitface, hashtag.
He's all, I'm officially going to stalk you the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I had nothing else to do. I was eating my Cheerios, minding my own business, and I had to deal with your Twitter shit. So now I'm just going to, all day.
Shit all over your Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Rockhold signed the contract. Bisping says, I haven't been presented with one. Believe it or not, the world does not revolve around your egotistical needs. Conceive, believe, and achieve. Would you like to see a third round between Mr. Rockhold and Bisping here?
Yeah.
Why not? Settle the score, right?
Yeah.
They talk trash. They have it. I mean, the fights were entertaining.
I think all trilogies need to happen
Eventually.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. The word for the hobbits.
Charlize Theron was recently on Jimmy Kimmel.
She's a monster.
She was a monster.
For Monster Energy?
She was talking about how she got to drop the flag as an honorary starter at the Daytona 500
Did
recently.
you make that?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And she said, you know, I got to go into the driver's meeting before the race, and I've seen UFC fights and boxing fights, and you just expect the fighters to stare each other off. I was not expecting it from race car drivers that you could just see them kind of staring each other down. Basically, it was just she said it was the intimidation of them staring each other down. It seemed to be worse than the UFC. And she says, I believe they have to work harder at it because fighters get really close to each other where drivers are in the cars. Jimmy Kimmel says, no, I don't think they're working harder than the UFC guys because no one is punching them in the face. No one is trying to get them in a stranglehold. And said, and she countered, I don't know what's worse. That or getting in a car crash. Either way is not a good way to go. Do you feel that NASCAR or the UFC, we'll say MMA in general, what would you say is more intimidating?
I would say the NASCAR. I think because just personally, if you've even come close to 200 miles in a vehicle, it's fast.
So fast.
It's really fast. I've been beat up really bad. I haven't wrecked at 200 miles an hour. So
I would say I could definitely see with the wrecks involved, NASCAR being more dangerous. Intimidating? I don't know. I've been in a fast car, but I mean, getting in a fight, it's always a little.
You know what? It's a good thing is, didn't they just recently they took Woodley and Bisping in cars?
I think so, yeah.
And I don't even think they broke 150, and both of them were like, "Shit, the crap." Man. I don't think I'm gonna make the whole episode.
hard.
Are we still at zero?
rough.
Are we still like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
do we go back to zero?
We need a little rating thing.
Yeah.
We're still at PG, I think. We're pretty close.
I might have to go to a shot
PG-13?
Yeah.
You could say it once in PG-13, right?
No.
I'm pretty sure you can. Because in Die Hard, when they made, like, what was it, the fourth one or fifth one or something like that, he said fuck one time.
Oh, there we go. There's
man.
No,
one.
and that's
There you go.
PG-13.
I know. There you go.
Ruin the whole thing.
So yeah, some news that obviously you're not a fan of. We have Mr. Floyd Mayweather
Again, it's not
talking
that,
some news.
Yeah, it's not that I'm not a fan.
You're
okay?
not a fan of that guy.
I'm not. No. Don't get me wrong. In boxing, the guy is the guy. He's
Yep.
the man.
Yep.
He is. What I don't like is that this is nothing more than money.
Well, for sure.
This is him trying to grab money.
For sure. He
And
still owes taxes.
I like that you finally came back and you go, look, I have no illusion
Yeah.
that this man's going to do anything. But I do
or
want,
do well
Yeah, yeah.
if he does get the
But if
opportunity.
he is training, I do want to watch him get beat up.
Yeah.
You know?
So according to him, in a recent interview with TMZ, he says, I'm starting my training soon. Even Tyron Woodley came out and said that he's been working with or going to be working with Floyd Mayweather to make his MMA debut.
Okay,
And
now
he
let me
said-
stop you right there. If you were going to get anybody to help you build people to want to watch you, is Woodley someone you would go to get to help you?
Decent wrestler.
No, it's
Has decent
no. You want people to come watch you. People aren't even going. Woodley's a title holder, and nobody's even watching his fights. You should go get somebody that's not even a title holder, but people are paying big numbers, like Sean O'Malley. Go get Sean
or
O'Malley.
the Diaz brothers.
Oh, the Diaz brothers. Get some. Yeah, work with them. Don't go to Woodley and be like, "Hey, man, I know
Well,
nobody
he's going
watches
to him
you."
because he wants wrestling. And according to Floyd Mayweather, he said, we've been texting back and forth. We've talked a couple times. We're going to start working out real soon. I'm going to need a little bit longer than 3 months, maybe a little bit. Even if it takes 6 to 8, no matter what it is, I'm going to make sure everything's done correctly. I can wrestle, however.
What's
my,
this? Go
My
ahead.
wrestling game is not that bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably a 7.
What? And where is this number?
I don't. He made it up in his head. He also said on a scale of 1 to 10, my boxing is 100.
And that
We also know that Floyd doesn't know how to read, so obviously he's not very well with numbers either. Come on, man.
legal. You guys working on that right now? Legal.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm about IV.
Roman numeral K. Is that is a numeral?
Redfish.
Bluefish.
I don't know if this is actually ever going to happen, but of course he says as long as the money's in it and that the UFC is working towards giving him the money that he would like to do, he will enter the octagon at some point.
There's not that amount of money in this sport.
No, I don't think so.
No, because that's just like the Conor thing at 165. He said, plus I wanted to fight at 165, and they couldn't make the money I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's not. Right now, they're having problems selling out good pay-per-views. You know what I mean? People
Yeah.
are just like, nah, man, we really want you to go back and have good fights again.
PFL making some moves, signed another UFC cast-off. Rick Story going to be joining the $1 million
Joining the possible fighting
payout. That
possibly fighting league.
Possibly fighting league. That might actually happen starting in June. We're not 100% sure yet. But yeah, so check that out. Rick Story, do
Purposely
you think it's a good
fluffing
spot for him?
people. What?
Do you think it's a good spot for him, Rick Story? I mean, it's not like he's doing anything
Hey,
else, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, just like Will Brooks, and then like we were talking off the side, the Chris Wade guy.
Yep.
I mean, if you can get it done, and the UFC's not helping you in any way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
and you got a chance to go out there and grab the $1 million, I still don't.
Rick Story hasn't fought since 2016 when he got his teeth knocked out by Donald Cerrone. And he even said it took him a full year after surgery and the root canals and everything to go away from the pain for him to be able to touch his teeth.
Oh wow, that's rough.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I still don't understand the season, the playoffs. I don't understand the playoffs, but I'm guessing as it all comes to fruition, if it comes to fruition,
Yeah.
it'll be explained.
Another fighter has been caught by the Golden Snitch. Marco Polo El Toro Reyes was on the Ultimate Fighter Season 2, Latin America Season 2 here.
Marco Polo, you know what the snitch yelled? Fish out of water.
I've seen him.
I seen him.
I've seen it.
I seen it. You was out of the pool. You
Does
done,
have
Marco Polo.
an anti-doping violation stemming from out of competition sample collected March 8th. So they have not said what it is for yet. They have not said, obviously, if he is guilty yet, but he has been caught and flagged. So we will see how it goes from there.
See, that would have been good. We could have had the possible banner go up. We'll get our producer on that. We'll get him on that. Hey, we'll teach him. No, that's okay.
Oh, my bad.
We
It
missed
is-
the
we're
story.
already
We're
moving
good.
on. Moving on from there, Jack Marshman is being pulled from his fight.
He literally is asleep at the wheel back there.
Well, you call me producer. Now I feel all important now.
Jack Marshman has missed weight, or excuse me, is not even going to be allowed to be cutting weight because he has never fought at 170 pounds. They are pulling him from this card due to medical concerns that he was going to be having trouble missing weight. So maybe we should change his nickname to Marshmallow? Jack Marshmallow Marshman?
He got all artsy fartsy with his name and everything.
It's his missed weight.
Oh, I can't tell.
It's because it's so fat. That's why they're too fat scale.
Is that
That's our standard now for when they miss weight.
Oh, you're gonna put it up like that? Too fat. McGurd.
Speaking of big guys,
Yeah.
Roy Nelson and Mirko Krokop, we talked about this on the last podcast.
I think Krokop just liked our Instagram.
This is nice.
Ah.
This is going to be going down in Bellator 200. However, Roy Nelson recently insinuated a couple things. He said, I think Krokop's definitely always improving with age, but I think he's back on those special supplements, better supplements than usual. Throughout my whole fight career, the only reason people want to fight me or have a chance to beat me is if they get something. It's something. So they just know that everybody's on it. Krokop was not impressed. He recently wrote on his social media, "You don't have to worry about me using any special supplements as you claim. The only special supplements I'm using is 2 hard and bloody trainings per day, 5 days a week. I will be tested like all others during preparations for the fight and before and right after the fight. So you can be calm and start thinking of some good excuse after I beat up your fat, disrespectful ass. You have enough time. Do me a favor, please. Shave that disgusting beard. You look like a professional fighter and show respect to your opponent. Good luck."
Man, that beard smells like barbecue sauce. I guarantee it does.
Well, yeah, he's driving around those little pit cars around Vegas. I'm sure it smells like something.
They're big, man.
Why? Can I ask a question? Both him and the last guy he fought went straight to the fat thing. How come these people don't get in trouble for fat shaming?
I mean,
My middle brother, that was his big thing all the time. It's like we'd clown back and forth, and then it was like, well, because you're fat. It's like, really? You went to the last one. You could have saved fat. You could have saved it. And then there was these other people. No fat shaming, people. Just like we're not supposed to make fun of Bisbing Eye, right?
are we?
I don't know.
He can't see us anyway.
I'd be scared to make fun of Krokop anyway. You might end up with some nerve agent. You know what I'm saying? You and 21 other people now sick on a park bench.
And then going down, what is this? Tomorrow? Going down tomorrow on Fight Pass.
Okay.
Yeah. Going down tomorrow on Fight Pass.
At the O2?
At the O2.
That's London.
London, England.
Okay.
There are 2 O2s.
Okay.
There's one in Dublin, too.
Okay.
Anyway, going down on Fight Pass, the whole card, you can see, what do we have? Nazarat Hakparast going against Nad Naramini. Mark Godbeer going up against Dmitry Solomensky. Kajan Johnson going up against Stevie Ray. Paul Craig against Magmov Anaklev. Danny Henry and Hakeem Dawadu. Danny Roberts, Oliver Inkamp, John Phillips, and Charles Bird will be your prelims. Still on Fight Pass, main card, Leon Edwards against Peter Sabata. Tom Dusikoy against Tarian Ware. Jimmy Manawa against Jan Blakovic. And your main event is Fabricio Verdum against Alexander Volkov.
Who you got?
I'll probably take Verdum, and I'll take Blakovic.
Yeah, I'll take Manawa and Volkov.
All right.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be.
If you're up at that time and watching Fight Pass. To be honest, like, this card to me is no big deal. I mean, it's great for, them putting cards on in other countries, and they usually put a little bit of a main event-ish style
right.
Fight on for them to give something to the fans. I'm more excited for the next fight, which is UFC 223, where we're going to have Ferguson and Khabib. We have Rose and Joanna.
Okay, I'm glad we're talking about this because
Chizia and Pettis. We got Alaquinta. I mean, a lot of those. That card to me is pretty stacked. And then the one after that, where you got Poirier versus Gaethje and Carlos Condit and Matt Brown. I mean,
why are we not seeing the run up on 223 right now? Do you think they're that worried that these guys aren't going to make weight, or that something's going to happen?
What do you mean?
It just seems to me like in cards prior, we've seen a lot more run up, especially since we got the girls fight with it too, which I think is bigger than the other.
I just saw a trailer for it, and they focused on the girls fight.
Did they?
Yeah, it was Rose playing the piano like she did in the beginning of like they were talking about a week leading up to the fight where she's playing the piano.
Right.
When they're doing the behind the scenes kind of thing, they have her playing. And it goes to Joanna, saying stuff, and Rose giving the big shh. So it seemed like they were playing more on that fight. So I don't know.
Yeah, it almost seems like they are worried, you know, like everybody's just sitting around just waiting for two guys to make weight.
Well, did you see that the Tony backstage footage where he's like elbowing steel bars and like kicking wood? I'm like, bro, are you actually training? Is this like for the camera? Like you're joking around? Like, this is my training. Like when BJ Penn was joking around when he was going to fight George St. Pierre and he's just surfing. And Dana White's like, BJ, I hope you're taking the fight seriously. Like, we haven't been able to get a hold of you for like a week. And he's just like floating in the water laughing like, ha, the UFC's trying to get a hold of me. Like, you know what I mean?
And
then come to find out he was like right on weight, looked really good. He did lose that fight, but he looked good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't work out for him, but
I think it was all kind of for show, like he's trying to maybe show off that this is the only training I need.
Yeah, if you haven't already desensitized your elbows and done all, because this is all stuff that you were supposed to do early in training. If your shins can't already take the stuff, I mean, you're not going to burst open any blood cells now.
Yeah.
You're gonna cause the calcification, or maybe you maintain the cal. I don't know. I'm not sitting here sharpening my elbows so they can cut people's faces.
True.
You know what I mean? I do have to sand my fingertips because the paint makes my skin so rough. But again, we all have different preps. We all have different preps for what we do.
For different jobs.
It's in different jobs. We can't be wrapping it up already.
There's
man.
not much else to talk about this week.
We got like 9 minutes.
What else is here this week?
I don't know.
Does anything happen? The Avengers trailer was awesome.
It was so awesome.
It got released about 4 hours ago, and I've watched it 4 times. So
yeah. Star-Lord talking to Iron Man. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, what else is going on in the world of MMA?
I don't know. Get some of our shirts.
You got Charlie Manson's like grandson trying to win back his body.
Hey! It sounds like Eric Cole's going to get a interview with him.
He already did do an interview.
Did he?
Yeah. So basically, what it comes down to, little sidebar here, is that Charles Manson, obviously dead, mass murderer, was supposed to be on death row. The state is holding his body frozen in an unmarked area.
Like Han Solo?
Yeah, like Han Solo. Mm-hmm. And there are 4 parties that have stepped forward that said that they want his remains.
I like when you say party, it's like a bunch of drunk people. They're like, hey, give him this!
Yeah, pretty much. And the state has decided that it will go to his next of sane kin, which is like, do they have to take a test to see if you're sane or not? And one of them being his grandson, who is the grandson's dad was Charlie Manson's son from like his first marriage. The dad is no longer around.
Okay.
And the son wants the body, so the grandson wants the body to, I don't know what he's going to do with it, probably bury it somewhere.
Don't say it like that. I don't know what he's going to do.
I don't know what he's going to do with it. It doesn't say.
I think it's mainly about the image rights.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's what they want. Yeah.
So, very strange situation.
I'm
but
sure
the reason why we're talking about that is that grandson is an MMA fighter.
Right. Hey, we brought it around. That's boomeranging it. We brought it back around town.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what's going on in the world of mixed martial arts.
All right, MMA
now.
this week is pretty slow.
It's a little slow. I miss the days when guys are fucking running over pregnant people and slamming their cars around trees and running from the cops and
well, we got 5 guys. 5 guys from Modesto Power up at KOTC in Reno. Which is funny because 80's been closed down since 7 o'clock this morning. So if they didn't leave last night, I don't know if they made it to their fight today.
Oh.
That's something to check in on.
All right.
I'm pretty sure if you're going to fight up there tonight, you probably would have left Wednesday.
No McChicken with cheese stove?
No, nothing.
No,
that guy's not doing nothing.
Hey, the McChicken just realized he really messed up by doing that commercial. Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm not as big as I thought I was.
No.
We'll see, what is it, a week, 2 weeks when he's stripped? If they announce something either at that fight that he's going to fight or he's going to not have the title.
I thought they pretty much said the minute that they make weight.
When the fight starts, I guarantee it's going to come down to fight night. It will come down to, we have a secret announcement. That kind of bullshit.
Just before they walk in the ring?
That kind of bullshit.
Conor McGregor's been stripped and let him in.
Top of the fucking ceiling in the middle.
We do not. They don't do that anymore. No. WWE ruined that for people. We cannot have people dropping down the ceiling no more.
Actually, I think it was WCW. Was it WWE? It was WWE.
Or was it WWF?
At the time, it was F.
Oh.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Blazer.
God rest his soul. So that wraps it up from SynCal Studios. Thanks again to Strongboard Balance. Change the way you work out. Strongboard Balance. And Dependable Solutions. If you take credit cards, you do credit card business, check out Dependable Solutions and save you some cash. Walkie Craft. Look it up. Get yourself some stainless steel bottle openers. But don't order too many because the poor guy won't take a weekend off. That's how it works. That's not true. He just got back from Vegas.
Yeah, he's fine.
Drunk. Anyway.
Lush.
Yeah, this is Dennis Dodge and Wiener
Radio.
Face.
Oh, shit. One of y'all look fat. That's messed up.
Whoa. Sam, see you at the fights.